Spring has sprung, which means the Sephora Spring Savings event is just around the corner. This season's sale begins on April 5th. I have been a Rouge member for quite some time, so over the years I've tried out a bunch of products. So today I thought, what better way to tell you about the products I've loved using and repurchasing during the Sephora sale than by getting glammed with you. Also gonna share some honorary mentions for products that I always ensure to have in my kit for clients. I have pretty dry, eczema-prone, sensitive skin, so a lot of the recommendations in this video are going to be geared toward that skin type. So if you have the same skin type, hopefully these products will work for you too. These are tried and true. I personally don't change up my makeup routine or even skincare routine for that matter too often, just because of the sensitivity of my skin. And when I find something I like, I generally like to stick to it. But being a makeup artist, I do like to try out different products, different ranges, different lines. And of course, I like to ensure that my kit is equipped with something for every client. So let's get on into it, shall we? I have nothing on my face. It is so dry this morning and I have just been waiting to sit down and get filming so I can get the skincare onto my skin. So first things first, I want to start off with like some essences and exfoliants. This is the Radiancy Brightening Treatment Essence from Laneige. It's a vitamin C treatment, brightens, evens tone, and softens. This one is fabulous. You can use this day and night, but I mainly like to use it in the morning. The Radiancy Cream by Laneige is also incredible. I love how lightweight it is. It feels so nice on the skin, very cooling and hydrating, and it is a really nice moisturizer under makeup as well. I went through that baby real fast. I loved it in the summer, so that is something that I would definitely recommend using. This product also works really well under moisturizer, so if you pair the two together, fabulous. It's not too fragrant, but it has that slight vitamin C scent to it. And I mainly like to use this because of how smooth it makes my skin feel. And of course, it takes off any sort of like gunk that's left on your skin. I got home really late last night and I was very, very lazy with my makeup removal routine, so. Okay, I'm gonna quickly wedge this baby in here because my lips are dry as the Saharan desert, but the Laneige lip mask is a tried and true favorite, 100% worth the hype. Honestly, I love all of the different flavors. I'm a big like flavor seasonal gal, so I love when things are a little bit more festive. However, I do want to mention the OG, the berry lip mask, mainly because I love the color that it gives. These are not necessarily the most like tinted or pigmented lip products, but I find that this one does have a slight pinky tinge to it, which obviously makes your lips look really nice and juicy. I know you've probably seen this everywhere, but this doesn't have to just be used as a lip mask like at the end of the night or when your lips are super dry. I actually really like how my lips soak in the moisture and I love the glossy look. So I oftentimes just use this as my main lip product. And if I want to add a little bit more definition, I'll just add like a lip liner underneath, but we're gonna use this baby as a lip mask for today and let her marinate while we do the rest of the look. If you're not someone that likes the tubs, there are tubes that have recently come out as well. Back into the essences and like liquidy exfoliants, the Paula's Choice 2% BHA Skin Perfecting Liquid Exfoliant is incredible. Again, this one is very much worth the hype as well. It has salicylic acid in it and it's geared to all skin types. I will say if you have more sensitive skin, err on the side of caution with this one or at least just ease into it. It is a potent one. She really does her job well. This one unclogs and shrinks enlarged pores, smooths an even skin tone, and it's a lightweight liquid that absorbs quickly. That is very much true. I use that baby on an as needs basis, mainly because I use it to kind of like even out any random texture that might pop up, not eczema related. So if you do have any active flares or you have like weeping eczema or really sensitive patches, try to avoid those. I've reached for this one when I've had like a random breakout. I'll just apply it at the end of the night and by the next morning it has really subsided, if not completely just vanished. Another fun product that I like, essentially like for exfoliation, is the Saturday Skin Refining Peel Gel. This is the Rub-A-Dub. You would use this ahead of any sort of essences, moisturizers, all of that. This kind of goes right after your cleanser, but it's really good to remove any sort of like dullness. So if you have random skin patches or like flaking skin that is completely ready to come off your face, this is really nice. I've really used it up, but there is a little bit of product left in there, so I'm really holding on to that one. And I do like using it again on a seldom basis just to kind of smoothen out my skin texture, and I love the way it kind of like pills up and then you just wash it off and go in with your skincare after. It also smells really, really nice. At first, I did think it was kind of a gimmicky product. I wasn't sure if it was actually taking off the texture, but this is not something that's gonna like peel off a whole layer of skin. It is not a chemical peel or like a really abrasive exfoliant like that. It is just something to essentially soften up the texture on your face and give you a really smooth canvas. Okay, now going into moisturizers. I've got a lot of moisturizers here that I wanna share. So obviously the Radiancy by Laneige was fabulous. And another one that I really like by Laneige that I don't have on me right now is the Water Bank, the blue blue hyaluronic one. Love that one. Again, I love the lightweight consistency. One thing about me, I love my gel-like moisturizers. When I do my makeup, I generally have it on for most of the day, so I want to ensure that my skin is not hot and sweaty and just like layered with bacteria throughout the day. So I love moisturizers that really soak into the skin and have intense hydration, but again, have that lightweight consistency to give you a little bit of a tacky base for your makeup to stick to. Another one that I love, again with that same consistency, is the Glow Recipe Plum Plump Hyaluronic Cream. This has dewy moisture and it plumps up the skin. Another thing that I really like about this is that it's a refillable moisturizer. So this is just the refill pod. I like that you don't have to entirely throw out the packaging. You can kind of purchase refills on an as needs basis. It's a really nice product that you can still purchase if you are having an active flare. It feels really nice to go into Sephora and buy just like regular products that you would use otherwise. This is one that is gentle enough to kind of help alleviate any sort of itchiness or discomfort when you have an eczema flare. It does have some fragrance to it, so just keep that in mind. But the hyaluronic really helps draw in moisture. You will notice there is a common theme in a lot of these products, especially the skincare ones, in terms of the ingredients that they include, because they're all so effective and really, really helpful for dry and sensitive skin. Another moisturizer, yes, you guessed it, with that gel-like lightweight consistency is the Belief Aqua Bomb Sleeping Mask. This one is so intensely hydrating. This product is also marketed to be a mask, but I really love using masks as moisturizers. I don't know, I just think they're really effective, especially when you have drier skin. One product that I don't have here that is also a mask is the Youth to the People Super Berry Mask. Oh my god, that one is fabulous. It's got squalene in it as well, and I just love the feel of it. The size of it is also really good, so you can use it if you have any sort of active flares, and you can really go in with a heavy hand, but that will last you quite a while. Now that we've gone into the thicker moisturizers, I'm gonna actually apply this baby today. This is the Dermalogica Stabilizing Repair Cream. Really, really good for any sort of dry, eczema-prone skin, especially if you have sensitivities. It's got ceramide building complex and cica in it. So it is a barrier repairing moisturizer. I love the size of this one as well. I was actually traveling for the first bit of the winter and I took this one with me. I used it throughout and I felt like it just really did a good job at protecting my skin barrier. This one definitely has a thicker feel to it. It's more of like a mask-like consistency versus the gel-like moisturizers that I mentioned earlier. And it doesn't just sit like a layer on the skin, it really soaks in. I like to give it a couple minutes before I go in with anything else on top. Now I'm gonna go in with some eye cream. This is the Lancome Advanced Genifique eye cream. This one does have quite a bit of hype around it. It's quite a lightweight consistency, which you know your girl loves. Now, I'm not the biggest eye cream person just because I kind of feel like they're a placebo in terms of like lightening your under eyes. Fine lines and stuff are definitely going to be targeted when you're keeping the skin more hydrated, so that's kind of like a no-brainer, but I don't know. I love this eye cream mainly because of how soft and hydrated it makes my under eye area feel, especially again under makeup. I don't really know if I can vouch for any like real benefits to it other than the fact that it hydrates the under eye really nicely. It is around $100, so bear that in mind if you are looking to purchase an eye cream. There are a lot of really good ones on the market. Drunk Elephant Vitamin C one is beautiful, and the Charlotte Tilbury one is also nice, but again, I personally find that these are all just mainly good for hydrating the under eyes. Can't really speak to like the lightening of the dark circles, but maybe I just don't use eye cream consistently enough. I don't know. Now when it comes to sunscreen, this Supergoop sunscreen is so beautiful. It's got SPF 40 in it and I really, really like it. It's got such a beautiful luminous finish and it gives you such a nice lit from within glow. One thing that I will mention with this sunscreen though, I find that with certain products it can pill. So just try that out before you go in with a full face of makeup. You don't want to have to like take it off and redo that. The sunscreen that I have mainly been reaching for the last few months though is the Hydro UV Defense Sunscreen by Laneige. This one has SPF 50. It's hypoallergenic tested, dermatologist tested, and it has no white cast, which is absolutely true. I love this so much. I also traveled with this one, and again, you will see on my skin in a second how beautiful it makes the skin look. It makes it look like you've had your water intake absolutely on point your entire life. A really, really faint fragrance to it, essentially like that classic sunscreen smell, but just more elevated. And this may totally be a placebo, but I find that because it's also a Laneige product, it just works really well with all of the other skincare. It doesn't pill, again, it doesn't give you that white cast. And like, look at the life that that just brought to my skin. And now I finally feel like my skin looks like skin. All this time I felt like I looked like I was made of sand. Don't forget the hands. So yeah, this is the skincare and I am such a fan. This is basically my everyday skincare. I like to keep it fairly simple, and like I mentioned in my recent eczema video as well, if you have any active flares or you've got eczema patches on your skin, you don't want to use too many products and you also don't want to switch up what you're using on a frequent basis. Just use sensitive skincare. Clean beauty is always important as well. You want to kind of veer away from any sort of harsh chemicals. So that's basically it for the facial products and kind of like skincare front. However, I do want to touch on a couple body moisturizers before we get into the makeup. The First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Moisturizer is absolutely a gem. I loved that during my flare. It was so good at moisturizing my body, but I felt like it was sensitive enough to use on my face as well, especially the one in the tub. I think that's the Ultra Hydration. I love that one if you have any sort of sensitivities, but if your skin is not too sensitive at the moment and you can deal with some fragrance, the Sol de Janeiro creams are cult favorites for a reason. This is the Beija Flor Elastic Cream. I don't know about the whole retinol mimicking cacao oil and plant collagen in it. My skin doesn't really feel tighter. However, oh, it does smell a lot nicer with this cream on. This one has a little bit more of like a gourmand scent to it. I know a lot of people were comparing it to the Baccarat Rouge perfume, which I wouldn't necessarily say it smells like. However, this one pairs really nicely with some of the perfumes that I'm going to tell you about in a bit. Just a really beautiful fragrant lotion, quite moisturizing as well. And yeah, your skin is gonna have such a gorgeous lit from within glow with this one. There are travel sizes of the Sol de Janeiro creams, which I absolutely took on my trip with me, and I felt so tropical and exotic. So now that we are looking alive, let's go in with some makeup to enhance that a little further. The MAC Studio Radiance Moisturizing and Illuminating Silky Primer is such a fab product. I don't go in with too much for this one because I find that a lot of the skincare I've already applied does a really good job. I actually got married in the fall and I did my makeup for all of my events, and this product was included in every single look, mainly because I found that it added so much life to my skin in just such a subtle way. It acted as a really nice base on top of my skincare for all of the other makeup products that I wanted to add on. So love this one. It's also very travel friendly. It really adds a lot of luminosity to your skin, especially if you're traveling or it's a drier time of year. To add to the luminosity, and another product that I loved using during my wedding week was the Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the medium shade 4.5. I am not a foundation girl. I don't like to go in with anything too thick on my face. I found that it gave me such a beautiful finish. When you're strategically applying your makeup products, you can really make it look like you've put in a lot more work or added a lot more product in without compromising your comfort level. It adds just such a beautiful glow to your skin, and it does give a little bit of coverage. There you have it. If you want something with a little more buildable coverage and you want more of like a cream product, the Basma Beauty products, I'm sure you've seen them blowing up more and more over the years. This is in their foundation stick and it's in the shade 021. They are known for their insane color matches, and honestly, like, they're so good. There's also really great buildable coverage with these products. You can use them as concealers, you can use them for like spot treatments for any hyperpigmentation, and you can apply them really light and sheer, or you can definitely go for like a heavier full glam look. They recently came out with some blushes that I definitely want to try. I would highly recommend their foundation stick, mainly because of how multi-purpose and multifunctional it is. Not to mention, it is so cute and compact, so easy to travel with for sure. Another foundation stick kind of product that I absolutely adore is the Merit Complexion Stick. I have this in the shade Sepia because I actually like to contour with this one. But I will say all of the Merit products, I also mentioned this in my recent eczema video, I am such a fan of. I just love how lightweight they are, and again, very buildable, also extremely easy to use. So whether you're a beginner or you're someone that really likes natural, soft makeup, Merit is such a fab makeup brand for that. I really like how it feels on the skin. Very sensitive skin friendly. Got a lot of the team here. I'm actually gonna go in with their Bronze Balm as well. This one I find doesn't show up too much on my skin, but regardless, it is a really nice product. And of course, these come in a few different shades, so you can definitely go lighter or darker depending on the look that you're trying to achieve. I don't go in with this many products all the time. I did want to show you some of my recommendations in action. This is essentially my go-to look, but I do change out the products that I use to achieve it. And sometimes it ends up looking a little different, of course, if I'm using like more cream products versus powder products. But I can definitely do a more drugstore focused version of this because on an everyday basis, I've realized that I actually use quite a lot of drugstore products. Now for concealer, I'm at a stage where I'm having to mix some concealers just because I don't have the perfect shade for myself right now. This one is not personally one that I would recommend, but I'm just trying to get through it. So I did go in with that shade. However, the Kosas concealer is also a product that is definitely worth the hype. This is in the shade 07 and I really like it because it has a really nice like buttery feel to it. It's got buildable coverage. It doesn't crease, especially if you use it with a concealer that has a bit of a fuller coverage. It is so nice and gives you just such a beautiful finish. So I like to let my concealer marinate there a little bit just so that it gets a little tackier, it stays put throughout the day, and it kind of adds to the coverage. While that happens, I'm gonna work on my brows. The Benefit Gimme Brow Volumizing Pencil is so good. I love this. I love that it's got the spoolie on the other side. Very travel friendly, of course. This is one that I've really liked using over the years. This is in the shade 3.5. I find that Benefit's brow products are so revolutionary. They've got so many different ones on the market depending on how you like doing your brows. I personally don't mind the classic pencil. The product does what it needs to do. Actually, since we're talking about classic pencils, you need a pencil sharpener, and this Sephora one is so fabulous, super affordable, and it's actually like a 3-in-1. So you've got this part for like a classic pencil, you've got this for essentially like a mid-sized product, and you can actually remove this little rubber part for any like really chubby pencils. I love these for the Charlotte Tilbury like eyeshadow stick. You know what, might as well try another brow product favorite of mine. This is the Brow Pop Dual Action Defining Pencil by Kosas. This is in the shade Brown Black. This one also is really great in terms of having like a pencil on one side and then a spoolie. This one's a little bit more like the Brow Wiz in that it's got like the twist top and it's got a little bit more of an angle. Kosas's packaging is also so cute. She is real pigmented. Now when it comes to brow gels, I've got two here that I love. This is the Kosas Air Brow. This is in the classic like clear one. There are tinted versions out as well. I personally just prefer clear because I find that my brows are already quite dark. It really does a good job at lifting and defining those brow hairs. You can totally go for like a laminated brow look if you want to with this. I had my brows laminated previously and this kept them so nice and sharp and in place all day. Another product that is so good is the Major Brow Lamination Gel by Patrick Ta. This one also does such a wild job at laminating your brows. It is quite tacky, and I took this on my trip with me. I was in India and Dubai and the heat was intense. When I tell you that I had a proper laminated brow that did not budge all day, I completely mean it. Now that the concealer has had some time to set, I'm just gonna blend her out. There you go. So this is why I don't like to go in with foundation. I find that when too many layers are added on, especially on my skin, I just don't like how it feels. It feels like it's too much on my skin. I feel like my skin can't breathe. And I also like to have that like skin-like look and finish to it. I just personally find that if you can achieve that same look by using less product, less time, and just more strategic placement, why not? So I'm gonna go in and set these creams with some powders. One product that I feel like I've known about forever since like the OG YouTube days. Oh my gosh, I cannot remember the YouTuber's name. There was one South Asian British YouTuber who always used the Kevyn Aucoin like Sensual Skin Enhancer or the Sculpting powder. This is in the shade Medium. One Sephora sale, it just popped back into my brain and I don't know why. I had to have it. Not too cool that it makes you look gray. It also blends in so nicely or layers on top of creams really nicely too. Yeah, this is the contour, like fabulous, right? Another product that I think is so good to set any sort of cream product, really add to that skin-like finish despite being a powder, is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Perfector. This is a radiant skin powder and this is in the shade Medium Dark. Kind of acts as a setting powder, bronzer, and contour all in one. I'm just gonna lightly dust this over where I added the cream, bronzer, and contour. Ugh. So pretty. I like the fact that your skin actually looks like skin and not cake at the end. I'm actually gonna go in with some powder highlight as well. This is Whisper of Guilt, the Extra Dimension Skin Finish from MAC. Such an OG highlighter, and honestly, it is so good. This is a reformulated version. I love it. I really do love a powder highlight just because of the payoff, and again, it's super buildable. I also find that when you prep the skin properly and you have some cream products underneath, it really does look a lot softer and a lot less like powdery or chalky. One thing to keep note of as well is to follow your skin tone when you're purchasing any sort of highlighters. So if you have like a yellowy undertone, definitely go for something more golden. If you have a pinkier undertone, you can try peaches and soft pinks for highlighters. To apply this before applying any sort of powder blush, because then I just find that everything blends a lot better. Now to tie it all together, I'm gonna use the Benefit blush in Krista. These Benefit blushes, oh my gosh, you will see in a second how wildly pigmented they are, and the colors that these are in are so gorgeous, so cute and compact. Again, super easy to throw into your makeup bag in your purse or whenever you're traveling. There's also a mirror, which I love. I'm just going in with the lightest hand. Look at that, look at that. Like what? They blend so nicely with other products, but the blushes actually blend really well with each other as well. So you can kind of create like your own custom shade with these blushes. They are so good. I find that they still look really natural despite being powdered. They're so finely milled, so they still do a good job at giving you like a skin-like finish. But that's it for the powders. Now some creams that I absolutely loved. We'll start with some blushes. The Glowgasm in the Pinkgasm shade by Charlotte Tilbury is also another product completely worth the hype. This was the only blush I used for my wedding looks, and I found that the color payoff was stunning. Also, the finish is incredible. Such a gorgeous, luminous finish. Another cream blush that I adore is the Cheek Color by Merit. This is in the shade Mood. It is so pretty. It's a really nice, like, plummy color. The Merit blushes are so pretty. They give you such a nice dewy finish. Your skin looks so plump and healthy and luminous. And this is great for those no makeup days or makeup days that you want to kind of really quickly apply things in like 5 minutes or under. Like, oh my gosh. And you can sheer them out really nicely. They also stay on the skin really well as well. On the note of Merit, their highlighting balm in the shade Kava, and it has such a nice natural finish. I didn't apply too much there, but you can see that again, it's got a really, really nice, like finely milled shimmer to it, so it doesn't look like glitter that you have striped across your face. And the final cream product that isn't necessarily a blush, but I mainly like to use it as a blush, is the Multi-Stick by Ilia. This is in the shade Dear Ruby. It's actually kind of similar to Krista. It's really, really pigmented. You can go really heavy and hard with the color, or you can sheer it out like I did with the other Merit product, and it's got a little bit more of a like stickier consistency. So this one is really good if you want to use it as a lip product as well. Super compact as well, and there are a ton of shades that this comes in. I'm a big fan. Like I said in my last video, I was mainly reaching for cream products if I was applying any makeup when I had my flare, and all of these have been fabulous throughout. Another product that was a fave during my wedding week, and honestly I continue to love it because of how compact and multifunctional it is. You've got a mirror in there, you've got multiple shades. This is the Pat McGrath Labs mini eyeshadow palette in Sublime Smoke. You honestly have all the shades that you need in this one to go for a more matte look, a more subtle look. All of these shades are so pigmented, like, oh my god. I really like using this shade in the inner corner because it just brings so much light and focus to the eyes. Like, I feel like it just brightens up the overall area and really opens them up. There are also a few different colors that this one comes in, so I definitely will be checking out more this sale. I don't do liquid eyeliner too often nowadays, but when I do want something a little more glam, their Real Extreme Precision Liner by Benefit is so good. It's got a really nice fine tip, and the color payoff is so good. This one's a little bit old, so it's slightly dried out. I also used it for my bridal eye, and it was just such a nice, crisp, defined black liner. Stayed put, didn't transfer, and that's what we all need in our collection. I don't have a mascara that I really love from Sephora right now, so I'm gonna quickly apply that off camera, and I will be right back to get into lips. Sorry y'all, my camera just died, so we're gonna pick up where we left off. Now that we're on my phone, you can see how pigmented that blush is. Like I said, I went in with a little too heavy of a hand. I do have my mascara done, so now let's get into lips. I'm gonna first start off with the MAC lip pencil in Cork. I love this for a deeper, darker lip, especially on brown skin tones, and really pair it with a lot of lip colors. I use this on a lot of my clients as well. I find that it's such a staple to have in your kit. I really like this though to enhance beauty marks because I find that it is the perfect mid-tone, subtle brown to look natural enough. I really like enhancing beauty marks because I just find that they're such a cute touch, and if you have them naturally, why not play them up a bit? You kind of lose them when you apply makeup, so I like to bring them back out to the surface to again add to a bit more of a natural look. You can see that I have one right here. I'm just gonna use this pencil. Ta-da! Now for lip liner that I actually use as lip liner, this Morphe Filling Gel Lip Liner is so gorgeous. The shade is really nice. It is a twist up lip liner as well, and I love the way this feels on the lips. It is not drying at all. And it has a really long wearing formula. It actually lasts really well throughout the day. I don't have to reapply at all. And then it blends out so beautifully as well. This is just with the lip mask underneath. Such a nice, voluminous, pouty look. And what I do love to pair this with, I have loved this for so long that I'm not even sure if they still have this at Sephora. I probably should check. This is the Huda Beauty Silk Balm. This is in the shade Blush. It's a Hydra Plumping Lip Balm. It kind of just glazes over the lips to give you such a gorgeous plump look. And it looks so pretty with this lip liner. It blends everything together so nicely. Love. Another glossy number is the Major Glow Lip Shine by Patrick Ta. This one is crazy. There is a ton of shimmer in this and it is just so pretty. The applicator is gorgeous as well. When you apply it, it doesn't show up as like chunky glitter. It kind of gives you this same look. Really nice, hydrated, plump, juicy lips. Now when it comes to more classic lipsticks, I do love a good MAC lipstick. This is in the shade Sellout. These luster glass lipsticks are amazing because they do give you a little bit of that glossy look while still being long wearing, and the shades that MAC has are just unbeatable. And if you want something more matte, these NARS Power Matte lipsticks are amazing. This is in the shade Killer Queen. It is so gorgeous. It has such a velvety texture on the lips, and it is so long wearing. As it wears throughout the evening, it kind of gives you that like residual wine look, which I think is so pretty. It makes your lips still look really nice and plump. I find that it doesn't get too dry where your lips are like cracked. Super long wearing, very luxurious, and definitely a shade that looks so good on literally every skin tone. My makeup is essentially done. This is a look that I generally go for: fresh, dewy, skin-like, has some life to it with the color, but I don't like to go too heavy with anything. I don't like to go too dramatic, and you can totally play this up or down depending on the products, colors, shades, all of that. But I do still have a few products to share with you. This Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray by Charlotte Tilbury is also yet another product that is worth the hype. I'm not someone who falls for the makeup hypes. I don't like to buy a product as soon as I hear a hype about it. I give it some time to subside, and then if I'm still curious, I'll pick it up. This is one that I definitely did that with. I waited a while and I tried it out on myself during my wedding week. I've also used it on a ton of clients, and I think every single time it has brought the look together so beautifully. This keeps everything put and in place literally the entire time. Comes in larger sizes, but also these really cute and compact and convenient travel sizes, which we love. I clearly don't put very much effort into my hair at all, and that's kind of always the case. However, I do have a few products that I really like that you can find at Sephora. For starters, the Pureology Hydrate Shampoo and Conditioner. I flew through the shampoo and still have so much conditioner left. It smells like a spa in a bottle. It's a clean formula, and it really does a good job at hydrating the hair. It's for dry, color treated hair. It's got 100% vegan ingredients. It pairs really well with this 21 Essential Benefits Color Fanatic Multitasking Leave-In Spray. Love using this when my hair is damp and I get out of the shower. This also helps with the frizz, color protection, heat protection, all of that good stuff. And it is made with 100% vegan ingredients as well. The final category of recommendations is fragrance. I had to share some of my absolute favorites for anyone that has the same taste that I do, just because you can get them at a better price right now, so why not? I think my absolute favorite perfume in my collection, because of what's associated with it, as well as just like the beautiful magnitude of it, is the Good Girl Gone Bad by Kilian. This is the Extreme formula. Oh my God. This is one perfume that I feel like you just cannot find a dupe for. Gourmandy, marbly, luxurious. It's sweet yet musky and slightly botanical. Oh, it's just one that you're gonna leave a trail with, and it really does leave a mark. This is my husband's favorite perfume. I actually ended up wearing a tester of this the night that he proposed, so it became my wedding perfume, and I'm so glad it did, because this is the exact perfume that you would want an association like that with. This is definitely a very special perfume in my collection, and I'm so glad that Sephora has Kilian now. Now, something that is slightly comparable to it, definitely not a dupe at all, it's different in its own way, but it has those same notes, is the Burberry Goddess. Oh my God, it is so good. It is definitely still sweet and musky, marbly, marshmallowy, very warm, so sexy. All of these perfumes are very feminine, but still strong. I always lean towards gourmand scents that have depth and musk and almost like woody botanicals to them. It is more affordable than the Kilian perfumes. They are definitely a pretty penny, but they are completely worth it. And ironically with the name, another scent that falls into the same family is the Good Girl scent by Carolina Herrera. The bottle is gorgeous. gorgeous. So this will look beautiful displayed with the rest of your perfumes. This one's a little sweeter and I find that it's not as long lasting, but it pairs really well with other perfumes and it's still a gorgeous scent on its own. And we have made it to the end of this video. Thank you for sticking around. I hope you took some notes and started adding things to your Sephora cart. Like I said, these products have been collected and used over several Sephora sales. So I'm not someone that just likes to shop and push things that I don't use for a very long time. These are all tried and true. I have loved them throughout various stages of my skin and beauty journey. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you guys very soon, but until next time, take care.